a bid pending. Mick, can you talk us through what's going on here and what Fremantle are looking to do?
Yeah, so Liam Henry's the player that's been bid on by the Carlton Football Club that Kingy touched on earlier. So that's exactly why Fremantle traded up in the draft and added to get 2 picks in the top 10 was to get a couple of players in the door. I mentioned a scenario with Tom Green earlier. Here comes the bid player. So they've effectively now got 3 players in 10 rather than 2 should they choose to match the bid. As you can see on screen, if they do match the bid, it pushes those 4 picks on the right-hand side, the 49, 58, 66 and 73, right out the back of the draft. But you can see with the smiles that your old teammates trying to hold back there, Kingy. I think they're pretty happy with 7, 8 and 9.
Oh, it's an absolute steal. I mean, you're effectively getting a player that's ranked 9 by other clubs. That's his value right now by the competition for those picks on the right-hand side there. A pick around 50, 58, 66. I mean, it's a steal, it's a bargain. Well done by Fremantle in the lead up to the draft to trade up ahead of that selection. So this is why there's so much science to what these clubs are doing at the moment.
Incredible, isn't it? The strategy that goes into it in the weeks and months leading up and then right now on the night, Mick.
Yeah, and they legitimately, Carlton, that's a genuine bid from them. Liam Henry's a young man from up around Halls Creek area in the Kimberley, so there's the link there to Sam Petrevski-Seaton from a similar area. They would have been confident in being able to get Liam Henry into the club to settle him and also add some outside class. So if Fremantle do choose to match this bid, I'm sure the Carlton Footy Club would be disappointed because he is a really talented young man.
He'd learn a bit off Eddie Betts too if he was to land at the Blues.
Too high to match, do you think, or do you think it'll just be a formality?
No, I think it's a formality, Kingy, to be honest. He's a game changer, Liam Henry. He's got the ability to kick multiple goals in a quarter, to turn a game in a heartbeat, and that real sixth sense when he is inside 50. So I'd be surprised if Fremantle don't match this bid, particularly when you lose the likes of Brad Hill and Ed Langdon that do play outside.
So we think Freo could be talking to Port Adelaide about a potential swap of picks there as phones and text messages are going frantically around as we try and work out exactly what is happening here.
They're basically just trying to accumulate points. It's as simple as that. The numbers will be the numbers. Don't get too caught up in that. But they're basically trying to accumulate points so they can somehow have some presence in this draft or not fall into a points deficit next year, which could impact their first pick in the 2020 draft. So that's as simple as it is. By the look of that, you'd expect that Carlton will have to select another player as Liam will be going to Fremantle.
Yeah, and just to really confuse the viewers, there's a future pick thrown in there too. So Freo will lose their second round pick in the 2020 draft, which goes to Carlton. But like you mentioned, Kingy, they come back into around that 52, 55 mark rather than having 3 picks outside of 80. So they are still a player in this draft, even after those 3 picks in the top 10.
And this is all for a player who draws comparisons with Michael Walters. So for people at home, that's the kind of calibre of player we're talking about.
With pick 9, Fremantle have matched Carlton's bid for Liam Henry from Claremont.
And presenting Liam with his new jumper, Fremantle's senior coach, Justin Longmuir.
He'll be my favourite player of this draft, Joe. There's no doubt about that. I love what he does. He's a pure kick of the football. He's got all the clubs in the bag. He's got the pitching wedge. He's got the 3-iron. He's got the speed. He can dance. He can move. He's creative. He wants to be a star, this kid, and he's going to have some role models at Fremantle that he can attach to straight away. I've got no doubt. Even at pick 9, he'll be seen as a steal. I know they've had to go through a bit to get that matched, the bid from Carlton. But what this guy does with the footy, most players can only dream of.
You're 100% right, King. The other thing I like about him is his ability to push up the ground. We saw during the Under-18 Championship when WA really needed a spark. He was a player that pushed up around half-forward wing, gave him a bit of energy around the ball and then dropped back inside 50 and managed to slot a couple of majors.
So some beautiful scenes there and emotion from Liam's family as we head now to check in with him. Tom, a big deep breath when that was all finally settled. There must have been some really anxious moments there.
Yeah, did you ever think you weren't going to get to Freo after Carlton tried to match that pick?
It was pretty, I guess, emotional at the time, but confusing. I didn't know what was really going on, but I'm happy to be at Freo. Obviously built a good connection with them over the year. Obviously Michael Walters, looked up to him since Cyril has been out of the game, but as well as Tendai Mzungu, he's helped me along the way, my family as well. So,
Your parents, very emotional just there. What do they mean to you and what does this mean to them?
definitely means a lot, coming from a small town, Tamman, to a big city like Perth. It was definitely a big move, and my parents drive me to be the best I can off-field, then it related on-field. So, and try to be a role model to my younger generations back home, non-Indigenous and Indigenous boys. So, yeah, it's definitely an emotional time, but I'm excited to get started.
Now, you're a business owner as well. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I like to do a little bit of art. So I've created some business with two mates from Christchurch, Isaiah Butters and Dante Bolton. Tied the Culture is our business.
What's your Instagram handle?
Tied the Culture. So, yeah, it was pretty special at the time. Obviously, being given the opportunity to go to Christchurch on an Indigenous scholarship, we know the ability to get given something. So we give back to organisations that link into our ties. So Beyond Blue, breast cancer, Medala helps sponsor our scholarship to go to Christchurch. And without that, I wouldn't be here where I am now to develop my footy and develop as a person. So yeah, I'm very excited.
Mate, you're a special young man and you're going to be a cult figure at Freo. Well done.
Thank you.
He could be the most marketable player already in the draft. He
Wow.
speaks beautifully. But have a look at what he does with the footy. He gets the football to talk as well. As I said before, he's got great vision. He knows where the ball needs to go. It always favours a teammate. And at the under-18 level, it doesn't always pay off. But with stronger bodies, anyone who can kick the ball like this will make their way. There's no doubt. Look at that. It's a lace out on the lead. He's got angles. He dances in and out of traffic with ease. I know he's only a light body. He wouldn't want to get caught too many times early in his career, Mick. But I think this is a great selection for Fremantle.
Yeah, it certainly is. And